Welcome to the Geek Easy. Sit back, grab a libation of your choice, and relax, 'cause it's time to do some geek stuff in the Geek Easy. September 8th, 1966. A very important day in sci-fi history. I'm sure a lot of you watching this right now will know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, September 8th, 1966 is the day that some would say the greatest science fiction program in history debuted. Star Trek, the original series, with Captain Kirk, Mr. Spock, Bones, Sulu, Uhura, Chekhov wasn't there until the second season. Today is, and that makes today the 57th anniversary of the release of the series, which brought forth quite a few subsequent TV series, a couple of movies here and there, a couple of animated series. Started the whole convention thing, merchandising, a couple things here and there. So, in appreciation for the day, I thought that I would do a review. But I am not going to review any of the series, any of the movies, any of the books, comics, anything. I'm going to do one of my favorite things of the Star Trek series. And that would be Trekkies. A hilarious look at the universe's most reverent fans. And if you look at this right there, it is autographed. So what we have here is it is a documentary that came out in 1999. Or at least that's what it says right here. Done by Denise Crosby. She is the actress who played Tasha Yar, Lieutenant Yar, on The Next Generation, and her own daughter, Sela, in a really kind of brilliant plot twist. What she does in this movie is she goes around and interviews people at conventions, big fans, and a lot of the stars on their feelings about the movie. Not the movie, but the series and the lifestyle. People like Walter Koenig, Leonard Nimoy, Shatner, Nichelle Nichols, Michael Dorn, quite a few other people. Now, those are interesting. The more interesting things that she puts in this series, in this documentary, are the fans. And it covers a wide range of fans, I'm telling you. There's a lot of times you'll see interviews of people at conventions. Some of them are in uniform, some of them aren't. How long have you been a fan of Star Trek? How many conventions have you been to? Yeah, just things like that. Then you start getting to the featured performers. You have a guy by the name of Gabriel Kerner, who Kerner or Kroner, who mid to late teens at the time, he was interviewed, and he's trying to use all these big words. You can tell he looked them up and he doesn't know how to pronounce them. Where he has, he talks about this. He's part of a command in Bakersfield, California, and he shows the uniform that he's going to be wearing. Just this really kind of a geeky kid, just all kind of wonderfully geeky, writing a story. And in fact, he was so good. If you have seen the movie Galaxy Quest, the Justin Long character, the kid who helps out at the end with the schematics of the ship and everything, he was loosely based on Gabriel's character. It was just super fun. And you have a dentist who turned his dental practice into Starfleet Dental. He wears a Next Generation uniform. His wife dresses up as Deanna Troi. He has his female employees, the technicians, have to dress up in there, and she shows them doing stuff, just doing work. You've got a guy. Now, this was my favorite. This guy. He was working on making a Romulan cloaking device. If you remember the original series, I think it was season 3, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was the Enterprise incident, I think it's called, where the Enterprise crosses the neutral zone into Romulan space, and they get on board, and they are there to steal a Romulan cloaking device. And so this guy is working on that. But also, this is the one that gets me. Captain Pike's chair. He made one. He made Captain Pike's chair, and it's teared down, and it worked. It worked. There's a clip of him buzzing down the side of the highway in the snow. Dude, really? Dude, that'd be awesome. I don't give a shit. I would if I could get my hands on one of those things, I'd be using one. Just because that is just what a way to fly your geek flag. I mean, you're putting up a huge geek flag for that. And then there's some other people. I mean, if this, I thought this was entertaining. But there's some other ones that you're just like, okay, you're wondering what type of life these people have. They talked to a guy who actually changed his name to James D. Kirk. Another dude who had his ears done like Spock's. Plastic surgery to get his ears done. And, it's just, this this documentary is so fun. It's interesting just because you're sitting there going, you see the variety and the different levels of people. Of not level of people's huge amount difference in some of these things, and you're just sitting there going, wow. And I've heard people say that Denise Crosby is making fun of these people in this documentary. She's not. She's not making fun of them at all. In fact, mainly she just sits back and lets them talk. She asks a few questions here and there. And they're serious questions, But she's not making fun. And I really don't think this documentary is making fun of fans. It's just showing the joy that people have as fans and how far they get into it. So, now I bought this in 99, 2000 at a Suncoast Video up here. This shows you how long ago this was. And then I moved to LA right after the attacks. Because I lost my job as a skycat, moved down there, took this down there with me, and I actually met Denise Crosby. She lived 2 blocks away from my older brother. I might tell you a little bit later how I met her and all that, but I was down there when she made Trekkies 2. As you can see, signed again. Now this one is just as interesting. What they have here is they go back and revisit some of the, like 2 or 3 of the people from the original documentary, like Gabriel, the Commander. You'll need to, if you watch it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The Commander. That's, don't get me started on her. But she goes back and revisits some of those people to give an update, and then she does stuff overseas. So that was really interesting. I mean, there is one scene in there where England, I think. England, I think it was in England. She actually she's brought into a guy's apartment who had spent thousands of dollars making his apartment look like a transporter room, something like that. I mean, it's incredible. It's spectacular. And you just see the reaction on her face because she hadn't seen it. Her producers had, found this place, talked to the guy, and then when she walks in, the look on her face is like, holy cow. And it's just, this one, you get more, you get different stars. You get Dominic Keating and a couple of the other guys from Enterprise and cons over in like Australia and things like that. These things are just so fun to